Hello, my name is Helen Redfern and I'm also known online on Instagram and on my blog as A Bookish Baker. I've shared my monthly notebook spread on Instagram in various pictures, and I've had a lot of interest in how I've structured it and how I've organised myself. In the past, I've had one notebook for my novel, I've had one notebook for my planning posts, one as a to-do list, and various others that are dotted around my house. I'd end up losing the specific notebook I needed at that specific time, and I'd not write anything at all as I didn't have the correct one in front of me. I just needed something simple and in one place. Now, I've been very much inspired by bullet journals on YouTube and have watched lots of tutorials on them, but that's not what this notebook is. It is a place where I have permission to cross things out, to use arrows from one section to another, to add in ripped bits of paper that I can stick in that go over the top. It doesn't have to be pretty. This is a Lemome notebook and has a little strap there to put your pen in, and it has a little pocket at the back that you can put things in. This is, in my opinion, the best notebook for planning there is. The one I have is a gridded one. It's got really thick quality paper and the ink does not leak through from one side to the other. I use this notebook on a daily basis. I plan my month in here, I plan every week in here, I sketch out blog posts in here, I have done a grid for my novel in here, I have brainstormed YouTube ideas in here, I have worked out how I'm going to do the book club in here. This is my notebook that I put everything in. The other things that I use washi tape. This is my current favourite, a beautiful autumnal washi tape. I also use these pens. So these are the fine liners, and I'll link all of these down below. I also use some binder clips and some rather giant paper clips, and I also use prompt cards. I find these incredibly useful for not just for within my journal, but also to plan out my novel, to plan out the hashtags I'm even using on Instagram. They have a multitude of uses and I could not be without them. That's all the equipment I use. So now I'm going to talk you through how I use the notebook on a monthly basis and on a weekly basis. The key for me is to have a monthly plan as a double page spread. Let's start with September. This is the first time I did it. I told you it's not going to be pretty. On the left hand side, I have got all the different projects, all the different writing and creative projects that I want to do that month. So here, for example, at the top, I've got 2 newsletters. I've got the sponsored content that I do on Instagram. I have the work I do under the Patreon project. I've got blog post ideas because I do 3 a week and therefore I need quite a lot of ideas. I've got what I want to do in my novel. And then just down here, I've got a key for my blog post ideas. And the idea behind that is I spread out the different blog posts that I write. So if I'm going to write one about books on one day, the one next to it will have a different category. And that's all that is. It's just categorizing them. So I then put the category next to it and I can see at a glance which one it falls under. Then on the right hand side, I have my grid. I do a blog post on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday or the weekend, and I've got week 1, week 2, week 3 and week 4, and then across I plan out what the blog post is going to be. And as you can see here, in week 2 I changed my mind completely and I used a little bit of washi tape and some scrap paper just to put over the top. So let me show you October. October is slightly different because I've made the grid smaller, but again here you can see I've written the 2 newsletters that I want to write. I've written the sponsored post that I've got for Instagram this month. I've got what I want to do for my essays on Patreon, what I want to do for my novel, what I want to do for my Instagram vlog, and the blog posts that I have come up with. Now here I've also got the book club, what I want to do there, and my YouTube ideas. And with my YouTube ideas, actually, I've also got another page as well. And then on the right hand side, again, I've got week 1, week 2, week 3 and week 4, Monday, Wednesday, Friday / weekend across the top. And I start to plan in the different blog posts that I write. Now, I put a lot of emphasis on the blog posts, and that is because I see my blog as the cornerstone of my work. I have given myself Monday, Wednesday and a Friday to publish the blog posts. Therefore, I can devote all that other time to my novel, to my essays, and to everything else that I want to do. Having those 3 blog posts gives my week structure, and for me as a writer, I find that really, really important. Otherwise, I might find myself get to the end of the day and I think, well, what have I achieved today? Because I've tried to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of the other, and not actually finished a project. I have a routine and I can work my novel, which is obviously a much longer term project, around that. It has worked like a charm for me, and my productivity during September and October has just skyrocketed, and it's also meant the views on my blog has also dramatically increased. So we have October on a double page spread, and I can see exactly what I want to achieve during that month, and as the month goes on I also fill in what I'm going to blog about. So how does that translate to a weekly basis? Now, this is an example of one of my weeks. This is from the 8th to the 14th of October. After writing the date, what I do is I write the 3 blog posts that I want to write that week. So I write 1, 2, 3 for the blog posts. I write what I want to actually do towards my essay, and in this one I've helpfully put Teach Myself Patreon. I've put what I want to do for my novel that week, and for this particular one it was to complete the synopsis and to add some more scenes. You get the idea. So I sort of get more specific in what I want to do that week. This is the same every week. So this one is the week of the 15th to the 21st of October, and I've put for my essay complete 3,500 words. Well, actually I wrote 3,000. What I wanted to do for Instagram, what I wanted to do for the book club, and what I wanted to do for YouTube. It's a really, really simple process. You have your month at a glance, and then you do each week. And I do mine every Monday morning. That's how I start the week, by writing down what I want to achieve with all my different projects. So now I'm going to talk you through how I'm planning November. Now, first of all, I'm going to start with my newsletter. So they're the ones I know at this stage that I want to write about, and then I need to do my plan on this side. So they're the ones that are set in stone, if you like, and then everything else I can work around it as the time goes on. It sounds incredibly simple. In fact, it sounds too simple to do a YouTube video on, but do you know, it's took me so long to come up with this system, and it's this system, just a really simple system, that has allowed me to massively increase my productivity during September and October, and I'm really pleased with it. So maybe it could work for you too.